So, you know, as mentioned in the previous slide, where you have 30% of your effort put into your pre-show experience, you need to realize that there are four P's to marketing, and there are also four P's to trade shows. Those four P's are planning in place, promotions both pre and post, people, and productivity. And you'll notice as we go through the rest of this webinar, we'll cover those four P's. So as we get into this, one more quick poll question to ask you, and that question is: do others in your organization do any pre-show marketing? Go ahead and launch that and give you a little bit of time to answer. So we like to just kind of get your interaction in these webinars to see what the industry is doing.
It's our unscientific
research.
Yeah,
unscientific research, exactly. So I'll give you about 5 more seconds. So far it looks like everybody has said yes, but only about 67% of the people have voted. We'll go ahead and close out and get moving on. I know everybody's been gracious enough to give us their time today. So, 29%. That is the percentage of exhibitors that say show selection had the greatest impact on stretching their budgets.
Well, Matt, there's a lot involved with any trade show planning process. Where would you say is the best place to start with your 30% in planning the pre-show experience?
You know, when choosing a trade show, it's important to consider who you want to target. As a business, you should have a marketing plan in which you define your target audience, and your trade show selection should mirror this. So consider what is the best profile, or the profile of your best customer. If you're entering a new market, consider the market segment that fits your product or service. And put yourself in your boss's shoes for a moment, and what would you be more willing to support and fund, or would you be more willing to support and fund a trade show expenditure if the audience is the correct one? And make your boss's choice easy. Select the correct show. So finally, went a little too far. Finally, choose and plan early for greater success. You know, for us, when we work with clients for major shows, we have, in some cases, worked 12 months out, have a 12-month calendar to prepare, and that's after you've already chosen to go to the show. So as you wrap up from the prior year, you really need to start looking at next year in order to improve your trade show experience. So 47% of exhibitors say that they would rather cut shows than booth size, and studies show that the success rate of reaching your target audience is almost the same regardless of if you're going to a large national show or a smaller regional show. However, there is a big drop between going to vertical market shows or private events. So what this chart's showing you is that the research that I've read is that as you increase your show size, you need to increase your booth size. So consider that as you're preparing to exhibit at a show. Is this a large national show? And if it is, you need to have a larger booth than you would for a smaller regional show, so that you get that exposure that pays off.
So Matt, our last poll question was related to pre-show marketing, and we see 26% of respondents to a 2009 Trade Show Week survey said that pre-show marketing increased their trade show results. So can you give us some ideas or examples of what companies can do for effective pre-show marketing?
Sure. You know, effective pre-show marketing starts by remembering who you are and being consistent. So consistency should be from the top down. All your marketing materials, including your website and sales pitch, should be consistent, because consistency is what's remembered. So within your message, you need to also consider how you show up different. What's your unique selling proposition? And really, your message should also target the market that you're going after. So, and we'll get more into how you can be consistent as we go through this. So, and as I mentioned earlier, some of the shows that we work on, we're planning 12 months out on making sure that the trade show that you're going to is effective. And we've got a 12-month calendar. And just to take a brief look at this, 6 months before the show, you need to have any promotional initiatives and develop any compelling sales message that you want to have. You need to select your exhibit suppliers. 3 to 4 months before the show, you need to determine staffing requirements, how will you ship your display, make any travel arrangements, launch any pre-show marketing initiatives. 1 to 2 months before the show, you need to continue your pre-show marketing activities, make all travel arrangements, and schedule staff training, which is really important. You also need to finalize your production of your booth display, any promotional items or marketing materials. 5 to 6 weeks before the show, you need to be scheduling any dinners or other meetings that you may have before or after the show floor opens up every day. 3 to 4 weeks before the show, complete your staff training. Double check all your action steps. Make sure your timeline, everything has been covered, and ship your display to the site. 1 to 2 weeks before the show, analyze any leads, follow up on sales packets that you may have sent out, evaluate make sure that you evaluate all your needs to make sure everything is covered. And then after the show, you need to review your budget and compare your actual expenses to the show, make recommendations on whether or not to participate again.
Well, Matt, at a show of any size, there's a lot of activity and competition and, sometimes even clutter. What are some successful tips that you can share with everyone today for getting people to stop by your booth space at the show?
I'd like to say one of the best things that you can do is set appointments up ahead of time. Tell people that you're going to be at the booth and that you're going to be at the show. So invite your guests. Those people, the power of influencers. If there's influential people in the industry, make sure that they're going to be at your booth. Tell current customers and prospects that you'll be at the show. There's lists out there for everything these days. So purchase a list. That could be the registered attendee list from the organization that is hosting the trade show, or it could be a regional list. Fly in any big shot prospects that you've been trying to woo to get their business. And then again, set up appointments before the show, because show floors are busy places, and you would hate for a big shot prospect to show up at your booth when you're on a break or away from your booth looking at something else. So if you set up appointments ahead of time, it's a way that you can make sure that you're there to see them.
Matt, what about traditional advertising? Do we see that those opportunities like direct mail and maybe trade publications are something that people are still using or can use?
Pre-show marketing comes in many forms. Direct mail is obviously a good one. Some of the things that we've done before that are kind of unique and intriguing are to